So, summertime, outdoor stuff, getting wet, being in the water, being in the woods. We already did flea and tick. So now going to show you guys some stuff that's really helpful for being outside, going camping, going hiking, just stuff like that. Okay, so let's start with shoes. These are Mama's booties from Spark Paws. These are her front ones. These are the Hot Pavement booties. These are super great to have. They take a while, just practice in the house for a while. After we practiced in the house, I took Mama on walks, and then when we were done with our evening training, she would just walk home in these, but now she can walk in them indefinitely. I will say this, make sure that your dog's dew claws are trimmed properly, or these could be an issue in any shoe, not just these ones. Okay, so that keeps your dog off the hot pavement, and if your dog is particularly sensitive, keep their feet from getting sore, hopefully. Okay, other stuff. If you're camping, or even in the summer, because it's just so hot during the day, you don't want to walk your dog. An LED collar. I just make this big enough to slip over her head and not fit super tight. I don't attach anything to it. I just put it around Mama's neck so that everyone can see her. And then, of course, her harness is reflective, her shoes are reflective, all of that stuff. When you are out and about, like camping and stuff, I know you guys have asked about these quite a few times. Here's just one of them. These just snap onto your lead or your leash. And even though people don't really always pay attention to these, it is helpful. The more signage you have on your dog, to help keep people away. But usually, unfortunately, you're gonna have to just say, please back off, or my dog isn't nice, or I don't know, whatever you like to say to people who try and mess with your animal without proper permission. What else? Chlorhexidine wipes. Always, if you're outside. These can treat paws that are having an allergic reaction to something that you stepped on the ground. It's just a general great way to get paws cleaned after a day of being outside. And also with paws being outside, like in sand and stuff, this from Natural Dog Company. I know most people know about their skin soother and paw soother, but this paw protection ointment is super helpful too. We use this almost more in the winter, but it's great for anything outdoorsy. My dog knows it. Remember that. My dog knows it. So this is a sunscreen that you can use. And then it also has a little nose sunscreen, which is great. But what's even better is UV shirts. This one's from Darren and Phillip. It's so cute. Mama has a couple of these ones. It's just wonderful. And if you think that's too boring, or if your dog is extra fancy, there's also dresses. This one's just absolutely insane. It's a little hard to take off, but I love it. And then just regular t-shirts too. What else? Waterproof leashes and collars. So this is Mama's swimming collar. And there's I guess I should maybe, this says, this tag, it's like a belt tag, has our phone numbers on it. So, it says Mama's name, and then it says, I am deaf, call my parents. But it's fully waterproof, and then there's this tag that has a QR code on the back that you scan to get a hold of us if you don't want to call. And I think we can change this so we can put our campsite number on it. Yeah. So that is helpful. And then long lead. If you're gonna buy a bunch of these, just make them waterproof. Why not? Then you'll have them for both things. Waterproof toys. You can get lots of like fire hose toys and stuff to throw in the water, but tennis balls are always the best, especially if you're getting your dog incentivized to check out the water for the first time. This helps a lot. Never force your dog into the water if you want it to be a water dog. Then for camping, jammies is always a great idea. You can cover these in Wondercide bug spray. Keeps your dog cozy all night in a tent. What else? Oh yeah. For the heat, we have cooling bandanas. Get this wet, put it around your dog. And close it, or you can just use a regular bandana and get it wet and put it on your dog. Remember not to use freezing cold water. It should be room temperature water. You're just trying to get water on your dog, not freeze your dog, because if your dog's really hot and you switch them to another extreme, really, really cold temperature, hopefully you won't learn the hard way that that's a really bad idea. Just regular room temperature water. Same with cooling vests. Just get these wet. I know some of them say to put them in the refrigerator or the freezer, but don't do that. It's the instructions, but it's just a horrible idea. Just get them wet and then re-wet them with room temperature water or tepid water as they dry out. There's all sorts of cooling vests. Like this one's outrageously expensive. This one is more mid-range. You know, same with these. Life jackets. This one's more mid-range and it's fun because that has a shark fin. But I would not recommend this particular life jacket for a dog that needs to be very buoyant. This worked really well this is actually our dog Bee's life jacket. And it worked really well for her because she was a super strong swimmer. She was my little water baby. But Mama's gonna need this one. This is the rough wear one. And it's pricier, but it is going to help Mama out because she sinks like a stone. Which is okay. It doesn't matter. Just need to make sure and experiment with different life jackets to make sure you find the right one for your dog and make sure they fit. And you don't want it to be too small. Always size up and adjust if you need to. And then, this is a really cool water bottle. You just fold this leaf down when you're done using it. And it's your dog's drinking water. This is another thing that shouldn't be freezing cold. This should be tepid water. Don't want to go to extremes. Remember that. That is all the camping outdoor stuff I can think of right now. Oh no, an elevated bed. You can get some that are collapsible. I would highly recommend, unless your dog is sleeping with you, like on an air mattress or something, getting an elevated bed for the tent, because it keeps your dog off the ground, because the ground is what makes them cold, and it keeps them up away from bugs. So elevated bed or sleeping with you is best. Or unless you go camping in like a trailer or an RV or something, then I don't think it really matters. But that is just some outdoor advice. Also, keep your dog on a leash. Always obey the campground rules. Make sure to have lots of poop bags, but do not leave them on a trail. Those need to come back with you, because it kind of defeats the purpose, and it's still littering, even if your bag says biodegradable. What you pack in, you have to pack out. It's general rule of thumb. Trail etiquette is different everywhere a little bit, but just look up trail etiquette mostly. Don't forget, you yield to horses, always. And if your dog is afraid of horses, try to remedy that. If you're going to be in a place with lots of horses, you can go to things like cowboy days or rendezvous, things like that, where you can have your dog around horses, but only as close as you're comfortable getting. I think that's all for camping for now. But if you have any questions, either post them here in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram, and I would be happy to answer anything that I'm able to.